As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium, we are set for game two. Benedine is on the mound, and he will face Spearfish, and Spearfish will still be looking for their first hit of the evening when they come to the plate, as they are had a combined no-hitter from Jack Van Camp and Lincoln Keenels and Garrett Stouts in that first game. Benedine will look to continue that trend here to start game number two. We'll have Lucas Mayman, Ty Sieber, and Aiden Hout to lead things off. Checking the out-of-town scoreboard. Sioux Falls East and Runner, they are in the bottom of the second inning. They have no score. East won game one 4-1. If they can pick up a second win, Post State just needs a win here, and they will move to the number 4 seed. As even a win against, even though Sioux Falls East and Renner would split, they'd still stay ahead of Post State in the standings. First pitch is inside for ball one. And we are underway here at 7:04. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. The 1-0 is at the knees, now 1-1. John Crookstrand behind home plate here in game number two. The 1-1 pitch from Dean to Lucas Mayman. That is over now, 1-2. He will likely work pretty quick. Here's the 1-2 from Dean to Mayman. That one misses low, now 2-2. Mayman in game number one went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Everybody went 0 for in that game. The 2-2. That one will bounce in 3-2. They had 2 guys go 0 for 2 in 8 and 9. They didn't get a third plate appearance, and Comer and Hout went 0 for 2 with 3 plate appearances. Everybody else went 0 for 3. The 3-2 pitch is chopped foul right at home plate, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Dean from the windup, the payoff pitch. There's a ground ball right back to Dean. Knocks it down with his glove. He'll pick it up and throw a strike to first. And the leadoff man is retired here to open up the ball game on a 1-3 put out, and that'll bring up Ty Sieber, the first baseman. Sieber in game number one, he went 0 for 3. He struck out twice and grounded out. You look at where these guys were at in Hout, struck out just once. Lyon and Molman each with one at-bat, or two at-bats each, went 0 for 2 with just 1 strikeout each. But everybody else in the lineup had at least 2 strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch. Here's a ground ball to the right side. Coverdale will field. He'll take his time to throw to first, and there's 2 down. And then I bring up Aiden Hout. And Hout was also, he was 0 for 2. He got hit by a pitch. He was one of 2 free passes. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Comer got walked in the 7th. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1. Then we go around to when Post State comes to the plate, and things will look a lot different with those guys up to the plate and what they did in the first game. 1-0 is at the knees, 1-1 to the shortstop, Hout. The 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball out to left field, slicing, and will get foul. And it will be now 1-2. That was the hardest hit ball that Spearfish has had in this ball game. Nothing was in the air in that game for Spearfish. It was on the ground. It was a ground ball in E6 and a ground ball E4. And then the putouts were all ground balls. As it's now 2-2. So that was the first fly ball that we've seen. And it was sliced foul to keep it out to the plate. 2-2 misses, is now a full count. Here to the shortstop and Hout, the 3-2 from Dean. Pops foul and out of play. And we'll do it again. Here the payoff pitch upcoming. 2 innings are in the books between East and Renner. No score. Here's the 3-2. There's a ground ball the right side that'll get foul. So we will do it again with another payoff pitch upcoming. Dean looking for a 1-2-3 inning. 3-2 is at the knees, taken for strike 3, and it will be a 1-2-3 inning for Bennett Dean. Half an inning complete. Post State coming to the plate with a scoreless tie. You listen to Post State Baseball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here, bottom of the first inning, Garrett Stout, River Iverson, Andrew Coverdale, the first 3 hitters. Andy Gordon, McGuire Rasky, Matt Love, the next 3. And the bottom 3 in the order, Lincoln Keenels, Jack Van Camp, and Kate Hinkle. They are facing on the mound Brock Pentheny. As we check out Penthony's numbers from the hill. 18 innings so far. This will be his 9th appearance. He has allowed 20 hits in those 18 innings, 30 runs, 20 of those have been earned, 25 walks in 18 innings, 23 strikeouts, an ERA of 7.77, and a whip of 2.5. So has known to walk guys more than he's walking almost a guy and a half through his 18 innings of work. So here's Garrett Stout that will lead things off once the warm-up tosses are completed by Pentheny. Again, we have been watching the weather. Things look like it's going to stay south for the most part. We're going to be able to play, at least get through a little bit of this game. If you're looking for severe weather coverage, have Milletton and Tripp counties have a severe thunderstorm warning, as it looks like right now. And you listen over on today's KCCR, or excuse me, Country 95.3 in Capital City Rock. As Stout will lead things off here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch from Pentheny is outside for ball 1. Again, we're keeping track of that Sioux Falls East and Renner game. Has made its way to the top of the third with no score. That is an important game if if Sioux Falls East can sweep Renner. 2-0 is the count to Stout. Hit a home run in game number 1. At that point, made it 8-0. Went 2 for 3, the triple and a home run. There's a ground ball to the right side. That's through for a base hit. And Stout has the first hit of the ball game as he has reached base safely his last 3 trips to the plate. And here's River Iverson, who went 1 for 4 in game number 1. Iverson, the left fielder, got an infield single, came around to score on the sac fly from Jack Van Camp, who is in the lineup here for game number 2. We'll see that DH be used all but when Garrett Stout is on the mound in the playoffs. Stout will always hit for himself. Everybody else they throw out there, they DH for. Count is 1-0 here to Iverson. Runner is off of the pitch. There's a ground ball. That's a sliding stop by the pitcher in Pentheny. And Stout's able to advance to second. And the 1-3 put out. There's one down here in the bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up Andrew Coverdale. Coverdale in game 1 went 2 for 4. He tripled and also singled after flying out to the center fielder twice. in his first 2 at-bats, tripled and then singled in his final 2 at-bats. First pitch is outside for ball 1. And you look at Post State did a really good job. They got hit by a couple of pitches, but they really didn't work too many walks. Or I guess you kind of compliment the Spearfish. Didn't walk much of anybody. Trying to look through here. They had hit 3 different guys, actually 4 different guys, but no walks issued in that 9-0 loss, which also helps them not get 10-run ruled, as the 1-1 is a off-speed that will catch the zone, now 1-2. You throw in a couple of walks, even just 3 walks in there, 1 more guy probably comes in to score. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That was outside, now 2-2. On deck is Andy Gordon. Stout's getting himself a pretty good lead out at second. And with 1 down, but although covered is up to the plate, wonder if maybe he's going to try and test the arm of Sunstead behind the plate. Stout will take off for third. 2-2 is missed. The throw to third will bounce in, and Stout will slide in safe without a tag. And the runner on third here with 1 down. The 3-2 count to Coverdale. Elliott Life is warming up in the bullpen for Post State. We'll see if maybe he's coming in after the first inning or if Dean will get a chance to throw at least in the second. Anthony will come set from the stretch. 3-2. That one will miss. And it's a 1-out walk. Runners in the corners. Here for Andy Gordon. Gordon in game number 1. 2 for 3. He was hit by a pitch in his last trip to the plate. He had a single in his first 2 at-bats before flying out to right field. Runner at first and third. 1 down here in the bottom of the first. Bethany will come set from the stretch. Ground ball to the left side. That one will get through for a base hit. Coverdale was off with the pitch. The shortstop was going to cover and went just to his right and threw for an RBI single. And Post State strikes first again here at the bottom of the first. And Andy Gordon's got his first RBI of the evening. And now here is McGuire Rasky. Rasky only got that, he got those 2 at-bats, double the home run in the second. And that got the scoring started. He flew out to right field. Goes down as the game winner in the bottom of the second inning with that go-ahead double. First pitch, Rasky will try and bunt, dropped the head of it, and fouled it back. And it's 0-1. See some lightning well out to the distance behind left field. You're watching the YouTube page, the KCCR Sports on YouTube. You probably saw that lightning strike, but pretty well far off the distance. 0-1 is upstairs, but catching the outside corner, now 0-2. Bethany trying to work out around a 1-out walk. Although he's given up that first run on the RBI single from Andy Gordon. Coverdale's over at third. That's upstairs. And it's now 1-2 to McGuire Rasky. You hope that rain stays all the way around us. Lightning stays around us and doesn't get closer towards us. We can get at least through the 5th inning. 1-2, grounded right back to the mound. The throw to second for 1. To first is not in time. The run will score. Rasky will take off for seconds. They got underneath the glove of Sieber. And it's now 2-0 with a runner at second and 2 down. So it goes down as a fielder's choice. And then an air charge of the shortstop. RBI fielder's choice and an error by the shortstop to give Rasky that second base. And a base hit for Matt Lusk now. Can put Post State up by 3 here in the bottom of the first. First pitch from the stretch from Bethany to Matt Lusk is on the outside edge for strike 1. Matt Lusk went to 2 for 3, 2 singles, had an RBI. Excuse me, did not have an RBI, a stolen base in that 5th inning. Really read my handwriting over here. Rasky leads away from second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He'll take off for third. Double clutch by the catcher. The throw is not in time. Rasky did not get the good jump. He was able to take third base of the double clutch from the catcher in Sunstead. But Matt Lusk is up to the plate, and he's got a runner at third base and an 1-1 count. Bethany comes set. The 1-1 is missed outside, 2-1. Well, this is a big opportunity for a base hit here for Matt Lusk. Thinking Keenels is on deck. Here's a 2-1 from Bethany to Lusk. Outside, 3-1. A 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. Check the score over in Sioux Falls. East and Renard still tied at 0 in the bottom of the third, but East is threatening. The 3-1 is outside, and a 2-out walk issued to Matt Lusk. That will keep the inning alive to Lincoln Keenels. And East has a runner on third with 1 down in the bottom of the third inning. Looking to draw a first. And if you're a Post 8 fan, you're also a big Sioux Falls East fan right now. Runners at first and third with 2 down. First pitch, that one will get into the dirt to the screen. And McGuire Rasky will come in to score in the lead here for Post 8. And the second will be Matt Lusk. Keenels in game number 1 went 2 for 4, a single and a double. Drove home a run in each of those 2 at-bats, those 2 hits. On deck is Jack Van Camp. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Keenels from Bethany. That is outside, 2-0. As Coach Nas and I were talking in between games, you heard it right here on today's KCCR, that Keenels continues to look more and more comfortable from the plate, from the field, from the mound as the season goes on. And that's a great sign for the future of Post 8. A lot of these guys will be graduating or have graduated but will not be able to come back. As the 2-0 is over for strike one, there's I believe maybe 3 seniors in total that can come back and play next year as well as a super senior. The starting catcher in Cade Hinkle has started every game except for 1 behind home plate in the last 2 years. As the 2-1 is on the outside edge, now 2-2. He has started everyone except for 1. He's eligible to return as a super senior. Of course, he's going to play baseball in Rochester Technical Community College over in Minnesota. Here's the 2-2. There's a ground ball right back up the middle, through for a base hit. Rounding third and going to try and score as Lusk. The throw will be to the first baseman. Couldn't cut it off. Lincoln Keenels will head over to third base as the ball got away from the first baseman. Nobody was covering home until towards the end. So another run comes in to score. And Lincoln Keenels is over at third base. He gets the RBI single. And an air charge to the center fielder. I'm not really sure why he was throwing it to the first baseman. Should have just threw it right into second base. First baseman and Sieber was nowhere close to the mound and having himself lined up on a throw home. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Jack Van Camp. 4-0 is our score here in the bottom of the first. 3 RBIs in total so far for Post 8 of those 4 runs that have scored. The 1-0 is fouled back, and it's now 1-1. That one took a turn from the hitting the Hyde Stadium sign. Went in the stands and a race for the foul ball. 1-1 is upstairs, now 2-1. And the Lightning to our distance behind left field. Is not a threat to getting to Pierre. The 2-1 is popped up in foul territory. The third baseman catcher will run over. The catcher in Sunstead will make the play, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the first. 4-run score on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 1 man left on base. We have played 1 complete. Post State has opened up a 4-0 lead over Spearfish. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here to Hyatt Stadium, top of the second inning. Brock Pentheny will be followed by Alex Sunstead, and then Connor Comer will be the 3 men to come to the plates. Elliott Life is on the mound here in the top of the second. So Bennett Dean goes 1 full inning. Gets 2 ground ball outs and a strikeout looking. And now it's Elliott Life's turn as he faces Brock Pentheny, the starting pitcher. First pitch comes inside. And it's 1-0. Pentheny in game number 1. 0 for 3. Reached on an error, struck out twice. That one's upstairs. 2-0. 2-0 is the score for Sioux Falls East over Renner in the end of the third inning as they look for a sweep of the Royals. 2-0 pitch. That one is over for strike 1. And again, a doubleheader sweep of East over Renner would put Post State into the number 4 spot as long as they pick up a win here. 2-1 is a swing and a foul tip in the mid of Hinkle, and it's now 2-2. And they've jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the first to make that doubleheader sweep happen. Here comes the 2-2 from Life to Pentheny. There's a ground ball to the left side. It's down the backhand. Long throw to first is high and over the head of Andy Gordon. And to second base will be Pentheny. He will dive head first in. And it's a leadoff error. And runner on second here with nobody out. Here's Alex Sunstead, the catcher. Sunstead got 1 at-bat. He struck out looking in his 1 at-bat. He came in to replace the DH after he was removed from the mound, but still stayed in the ball game to play out in the position, play out in the field. First pitch to Sunstead, upstairs for ball 1. See more action in the bullpen. It's like Aaron Booth is warming up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Upstairs, 2-0. Life threw well on Wednesday. Here's the 2-0. That was up in Mandan. 2-0 is inside corner, now 2-1. And if you're looking for severe weather coverage, have it over on Country 95.3, 104.5, Capital City Rock. 2-1 in the dirt, and a good stop there by Hinkle is now 3-1. Potential of maybe some rain just north of town, maybe making its way towards Hyatt Stadium, that we might see a little bit of that, but nothing that should delay us here this evening. 3-1 pitch. That one's upstairs, and it's a walk, and for the first time here today, Spearfish have 2 runners on base in the same inning. And that'll bring up Connor Comer, the left fielder. Spearfish, though, still looking for their first hit in either game. First pitch, trying to bunt, and bunting it foul was Comer. And it's 0-1. Again, Post State's now 26-16, back to 10 games over 500. We'll look for to be 11 games over 500 as that one will come in. And it's going to go off the bats, off the knob of the bats. Comer says he got hit on the arm, but he's not saying he got hit on the arm. He's acted like he got hit on the arm. John Krogstrand saying it was a foul ball. The count is 0-2. And so I don't think he's going to win any argument. But the count is 0-2. After the foul ball is called. So we're shaking it off. And here is going to be Elliott Life. He'll dig in the mound from the stretch. The other side from Hinkle will come set. Here comes the 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Gomer continues to shake his arm off. He seems to be in a lot of pain. Here comes the 1-2 now from Life. That one will bounce in. It's going to get away from Hinkle into second and third. Will be the runners in Pentheny and Sunstead. And here is Comer now, a base hit. Could cut the lead in half in the top of the second. This is a game, an opportunity to get their first base hit and to drive their first 2 runs in. First time they've had a base runner at third base. Here's the 2-2. That is right down the middle, and Comer goes down on strikes. And there's one down. First strike of the ball game from Elliott Life. Now here's Brady Hartwig. Hartwig in game number 1. He went 0 for 3 with the hat trick. 3 strikeouts to his credit. Life is going to work from the windup here with the runners at second and third. The first pitch is over for strike 1. Infield is in all the way around. I think at this point where you're looking at the game, you usually say, well, trading out for a run, but kind of put them in that playoff situation, say, hey, the game is tied, as it's now 0-2. We got to play this top of the second, even though we're up by 4. We're going to play it like we're tied, or this is the bottom of the 7th inning or top of the 7th, and we want that run to stay at third base and play a little bit situational game with it not being that exact situation. The 0-2 just misses low, and it's now 1-2. Life still working from the windup. Here's the 1-2 to Hartwig. That one will bounce. Good block there from Hinkle. And is now a 2-2 count. There is an open bag over at first base. Here comes the 2-2 from Life to Hartwig. Curveball that will be fouled back off the netting. And it remains at 2-2. Here comes the 2-2. One more time. Upstairs, and it's now 3-2. So Hartwig down 0-2 in the count. Being able to come all the way back. And the payoff pitch coming from Elliott Life to Brady Hartwig with one down here at the top of the second. There's a hard ground ball that's just foul. That's the first base bag. From the windup, here's the 3-2 again to Hartwig. Fouled back again. And a good battle between Life and Hartwig here in the top of the second innings. Runners at second and third. Pentheny is on at third. Sunset is at second. Another payoff pitch upcoming to the right fielder in Brady Hartwig. Fouled back one more time. That one got out of play. So here comes another payoff pitch. With one down here in the top of the second. Life from the windup. Here it is. Payoff pitch. Fouled back. Another time. And everybody continues. Now we're looking for extra baseballs here. Running out of baseballs. So it's a full count still. Hartwig is making Life earn this at bat. Life's making Hartwig earn this at bat as well. Here's the 3-2 again. There's a hard line drive. One hopper from Stout to throw home. The tag is applied by Hinkle. And there is now two down. It goes as a fielder's choice. A one hopper scoop from Stout over at shortstop. And there's two away. The runner's at first and second now. And again, that's a play that most games, you're up 4-0 in the top of the second. You're not going to bring the infielder in all the way in. But you say, hey, we're playing this like a playoffs. We want to work on this situation right now. And let's get the out at home. Let's preserve the shutout. Or let's just preserve the lead that we have. Act like we have to have that out. And we could lose the ball game if we don't get that guy out at home on a ground ball. First pitch is over for strike one to Carter Lyon, the second baseman. He caught in game number one. The 0-1 pitch from Life to Lyon. That's fouled back. And it's now 0-2. Lyon went 0 for 2. He struck out looking, reached on an air. Life's a strike away from a scoreless inning. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Sunstead is at second. Hartwig at first. Here comes the 1-2 from Life. Swing and a miss on an off speed. That line was way, way out in front. 2 strikeouts in the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error. 2 men left on base. Inning and a half gone by. 4-0. Post 8 leads Spearfish. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back here to the bottom of the second inning between Post 8s and Spearfish. John Winkler here with you as Kane Hinkle will be followed by Garrett Stout and River Iverson. 8-9-1 for the 8s. And if you're looking for severe weather coverage, that is over on Country 95.3, Capital City Rock. As the latest of these severe thunderstorm warnings is for Buffalo, Hughes, and Lyman County out for another 23 minutes out till 8 o'clock. Again, that severe thunderstorm is located over Byron Lake or 11 miles east of Presho, moving east at 30 miles an hour, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. A lot of locations impacted with this storm, but thankfully for Hughes County, Pierre is not one of those locations. Lower Burrell, Presho, Fort Thompson, Lyman, Okoma, Kennebec, Reliance, Fate Dam, Tail Race Wreck area, Medicine Butte, Counselor Creek Boat Access area, 5 Mile Corner, Erling Hills, Dude Ranch, Fire Lake, Lee's Corner, Lake Francis Case, and Lake Sharp. Are all those locations impacted with that severe thunderstorm warning for Buffalo, Hughes, and Lyman County. And again, you can have coverage of severe weather over on Country 95.3, Capital City Rock 104.5, and online at today's KCCR's Facebook page on their Facebook Live video. Looks like that rain's going to stay away from us. Looks like we're in the clear here to finish out this ball game, which is good news to get the final doubleheader in before Tuesday. Doesn't start win or go home, but you got to win the best 2 out of 3 to advance to the next round. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Hinkle in game number 1. He went 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch twice, and he flew out to center field. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is outside, 2-0. Bethany out in the mound for his second inning of work. We check over at Sioux Falls East. And Renner in the bottom of the 4th inning. East up 2-0 over Renner. Hinkle, there's a sharp ground ball that's foul right down the first base line. And East is threatening again. They got 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th with the runner on third. They're trying to sweep Renner and going into tonight. Wasn't sure how if that was going to work out in East's favor. 2-0, 2-1 is on the outside corner now, 2-2. Bethany from the windup here is the 2-2. Hinkle waits on the off speed, pops out left center field, going back on his left fielder. He's not going to get to it. It goes over his head. Hinkle around second, and he will pull up there with, actually, he's going to take for third. The throw is coming in, head first slide, and he is out at third, trying to stretch leadoff double into a leadoff triple. And he is thrown out, and the leadoff man is retired. Double still counts, but a good relay from the center fielder into the shortstop, and a good tag from the third baseman in Mayman. And there's one down here to open up the bottom of the 2nd. So here's Garrett Stout off the bottom of the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Stout with 7 home runs now after he had a solo shot in game number 1. Here's the 1-0 from Bethany to Stout. Sharp ground ball. The first baseman eats him up a little bit. Still has the time to make the play. The throw is not in time, and Stout is on with 1 down here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And it will be an error to the first baseman, Sieber. And then they'll bring up River Iverson. Iverson grounded back to the pitcher in his first at-bat. As 1 down here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 4-0 is our score. Post State put that 4 spot up in 3 hits in the first inning. They'll try and bunt. A little too far out in front of it. And it's 0-1. We'll be here on Tuesday for the region round. If scores hold up for East, and it doesn't really matter between the Habs of Mitchell and Aberdeen, if the score holds up between East and Renner, Post State will be the 4 seed, taking on the number 13 seed. And a pitch in the dirt, and it was a good block by Sudstead, but it is to second is Stout, having no hesitation. So the count is 1-1 here to Iverson. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Bethany to left fielder Iverson. That will also hit the dirt. Stout does not take off for third, although it was not caught cleanly by the catcher in Sunstead. But didn't get far enough away for Stout to test the arm. So it is a 2-1 count. And the 2-1 pitch. That one will miss. Low outside, 3-1. Ball game started at 7:04, just about 40 minutes into this ball game as we play here in the bottom of the 2nd. From the stretch, here's the 3-1. Line drive to left field. That's going to get down, and the left fielder slips and cold. And Iverson's going to round second. He's going to head to third. The throw coming in, cut off by the shortstop. The throw to third, and Iverson almost doesn't slide enough to get to third base, but he's able to get over to the bag, and he's got himself an RBI triple. And it's now a 5-0 game. Ran out of gas. Almost didn't make it. but he is at third with the RBI triple. And that bring up Andrew Coverdale, who walked in his first plate appearance. Coverdale looking for his third hit of the evening. First pitch is over for strike one. 5-0 here in the bottom of the second. Bethany will work from the windup. Here is the 0-1 pitch. On the outside corner and out, 0-2. 5 runs, 5 hits so far here for the Eights. No runs and no hits, 3 errors for Spearfish. Here's the 0-2 from Bethany to Coverdale. Swing and a miss, and Coverdale goes down on strikes for the second out. And that'll bring up Andy Gordon, who had an RBI single in his first at-bat. 3 hits in the day for Gordon. Bethany will try and limit the damage. He's getting up a double. Reaching on air was stout, and then a triple. But so far, he can limit that to just only 1 run against. Here's the 1-0 pitch to the first baseman, Gordon. That one will miss low and is 2-0. Boy, Sioux Falls East and Renner almost more concerned with how Mitchell and Aberdeen were going to do. And if they split, how that would hurt Post 8. Here's a 2-0. Outside, 3-0. Post State would still move up to number 4, even if Mitchell and Aberdeen split, and he sweeps Renner. Harrisburg would be at number 2, just barely at number 2, and Renner would, at number 5, and Renner would be at number 6. That's a walk to Andy Gordon. And it's first and third here with 2 down. And here's McGuire Rasky, who had an RBI fielder's choice. And they are through 5 over in Sioux Falls, and a 2-0 lead for East over Renner. 6 outs away from a doubleheader sweep of the Royals. Here's the first pitch to McGuire Rasky outside for ball 1. Not too many games are left on the South Dakota schedule. They got to be done by, I believe tomorrow's the last day that they can play games. Brandon Valley and Mitchell will play tomorrow. Well, you look through the schedule, and that's just about all there is for South Dakota games. That Brandon Valley Mitchell game. Huron and Sioux Falls West are playing right now in a doubleheader. Everybody else will be done. The 1-1 is over for strike 2, and it's now 1-2. So as we sit with the standings right now, if Post State would just move up to the 4 seed, they'd face Yankton if nothing else changed. The 1-2 is upstairs now, 2-2. They stay at number 5, they'd face Sioux Falls West. They would fall back to number 6 and face Rapid City Post 320. Watertown's got that number 3 seed locked in. Because even if Renner would have swept Sioux Falls East, they were not going to get enough points to pass up Watertown. Brandon Valley and Post 22, you can pretty much not even pencil in, just Sharpie in. Post 22 is the top seed, Brandon Valley at 2 and Watertown at 3. 3-2 misses outside, and it's another 2-out walk, and the bases are now loaded for Matt Lusk. And then if Sioux Falls East does sweep Renner and Pierre wins this ball game, you can Sharpie in Pierre as well, I guess, unless my calculations end up being wrong, but you can put Pierre into the number 4 spot. Harrisburg would be at 5. Renner would fall back to 6. East would have 2 big wins. That won't be enough, though, to put them back, as Renner would still have around 41.6, and Sioux Falls East right now at 40.18. But that number 7 spot in East would be locked in, and they would host their first for the region. First pitch to Matt Lusk is over for strike one. They play in the bottom of the 5th over in Harmon between East and Renner. Bases are loaded here with 2 down in the bottom of the 2nd. Here's the 0-1 from Bethany to Lusk. That is upstairs, 1-1. Baseball opened up today. We had opening day and opening night last night. Plenty of games on the docket. We'll have Sunday night baseball for you on today's KCCR. Each and every Sunday night. There's a ground ball up the middle, fielded by the shortstop. Quick throw to second is in time from Hout to Lyon, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 2nd. Only 1 run scores on 2 hits in the inning, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. We have played 2 completes. Post 8 has a 5-0 lead over Spearfish. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Top of the 3rd inning, Aaron Booth is now on the mound for Post 8 as he takes over for Elliott Life. Looking for potentially for him to just go 1 inning, and maybe we'll see if we go all 7 innings, if we have 7 different pitchers here for Post 8. It was Benedine that went the top of the 1st. It was Elliott Life went the top of the 2nd, and now here's Aaron Booth in the top of the 3rd. Looking for another 0. As we play here in the 3rd, 5-0 is the lead for the 8s over the Spearfish. And again, if you're looking for severe weather coverage over on Country 95.3 and on Capital City Rock, we will have that severe weather coverage for you. First pitch, swinging and a miss by the number 9 hitter in Noah Malman. Malman in game 1. He went 0 for 2. He grounded out and also struck out. That's his first at bat here in the top of the 3rd inning. They stranded runners at 2nd and 3rd last inning. Spearfish has been trying to close in on breaking that scoreless drought here in this on today, as they have gone now 9 innings without scoring. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That is right down the middle now, 2-2. Booth looking for a good outing and threw in Minot. Just 1 inning, 2-2 is a swing and a miss, and Woolman goes down on strikes. And there's 1 down here to open up the top of the 3rd. And that'll bring up Lucas Mayman. Mayman grounded back to Dean in his first at-bat to lead off the ball game. Booth threw 1 inning against in Minot against Mandan and ended up getting hurt. He had been on the shelf for quite some time until made his return on Wednesday against the Mandan Chiefs. Had a limited number of pitches thrown, and we'll probably just throw 1 inning here again, as the count is 2-0 to Mayman. 5-0 is our score here in the top of the third inning. 2-0 pitch is a swing and a miss, now 2-1. Bow State looking for a potential of being the 4th seed, with Sioux Falls East still leading Renner 2-0. Count is now 2-2 as Booth comes back with an off-speed pitch that crosses the zone. And when time is called as a stray bullpen ball comes down. As trying to see who is warming up out in the bullpen. Jake Mayer is warming out in the bullpen out in right field. The 2-2 will bounce. A couple feet in front of the plate, and the count is full. So Mayer looks like he will probably now have the 4th inning. And I'm sure somebody else will be warming up in the bullpen for the 5th. Here's the 3-2. That is missed, and it's a 1-out walk to Mayman. First time he has reached base. And I'll bring up Sieber. Ty Sieber 0 for 1. And a ground ball to the second baseman, Coverdale, in the top of the 1st inning. The left-hander will dig in. Booth will work from the stretch. First pitch is over at the knees for strike 1. These 2 umpires, and Sarda and Krokstrand will be the 2 umpires in the region, first round of the regions on Tuesday, and if necessary on Wednesday. Those times are yet to be determined. They'll be worked out between the 2 teams as that one's chopped at the plate. Booth will barehand. The throw to first is low, but caught by Gordon, and there's 2 down. Goes like a sacrifice, not recorded as one, but there's 2 away, and the runner at second. And then they'll bring up Aiden Hout. Hout is 0 for 1. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. The left-hander again digs in against the right-handed throwing Aaron Booth. Time has been called as the ball got into fair territory out in the bullpen in right field. So Booth will get back to the rubber. He'll come set. Here's the first pitch. That one will bounce in for ball 1. And a good stop by Hinkle. Hout's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He struck out looking. He's 0 for 3 so far. Here's the 1-0. Sharp ground ball to Stout. Takes a nice high hop for him. The throw to first is in time, and Aaron Booth has himself a scoreless inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. 2.5 gone by. 4-5-0 lead for Post State over Spearfish. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Bottom of the 6th inning, Lincoln Keenels will lead things off. He'll be followed by Jack Van Camp and Cade Hinkle, 7, 8, 9 in the order. As Bethany will be on the mound, still working into his 3rd inning. As we near the top of the 8 o'clock hour. And again, we still have that severe weather coverage on our Riverfront broadcasting stations on Country 95.3 as well as on Capital City Rock. You can head over also to our Facebook page at today's KCCR. for that double or for the severe weather coverage. 2 warnings right now near in the listening area in Buffalo, Hughes, and Lyman. Well, that's just about to end, but then Brule County also has a severe thunderstorm warning out for another 45 minutes. Here's Lincoln Knowles. He is 1 for 1. An RBI is single. End up at third base on the same at bat as the air from the center fielder. The bad throw to the first baseman. And Knowles was able to get to second, and nobody was after the ball, and he was able to take third. First pitch misses low for ball 1 as we kick off the bottom of the third inning. 7-8-9 here for Post State. Van Camp is on deck. I'm going to make up for the pop out in foul territory to the catcher. And the bottom of the first inning. The 1-0 is looked at for strike 1, and we're even at a ball and a strike. Sioux Falls East and Renner 2-0 with 1 down in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's a hard line shot that's going to get foul. And it's going to hop right towards the left fielder. And the count is now 1-2. To the leadoff hitter, number 7 man in the order, Lincoln Knowles. Sioux Falls East 3 outs away from a doubleheader sweep. Here's the 1-2. There's a ground ball to the left side, fielded by the shortstop. Out, throw to first, pulls the man off the bag, but a tag applied by Sieber, and the leadoff man is retired. Here to open up the bottom of the third inning. And that'll bring up Jack Van Camp. Van Camp is 0 for 1, popped out to the catcher in foul territory in his first at. We followed by Hinkle, who doubled, but was thrown out trying to stretch the double into a triple. First pitch to Van Camp. That one misses upstairs for ball 1. We, of course, have that game between Sioux Falls East and Renner. We will give you try and get you the Aberdeen and Mitchell score update. 1-0 will miss inside. And it's now 2-0. As Mitchell is leading Aberdeen in the second inning, 7-1. That'd be a doubleheader sweep for Mitchell to win that first one. That would, as the count is 3-0. Wouldn't really do much other than give Post State a couple more seed points. It would give everybody between Harrisburg and Renner more seed points. The 3-0 pitch is outside, a 4-pitch walk to Jack Van Camp. But the one that we are watching intensely right now is the East and Renner game. 2-0 East leads. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll keep an eye on that as it goes towards the 7th here shortly. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Well, they started right around the same time that we did, right at 5 o'clock, and they're 3 hours into a doubleheader, and only have to get 4 more outs to end that doubleheader. That's a 2 quick moving games over there. 1-0 pitch. Hinkle will launch it out to right center field. That one's going to get down for extra bases. He's going to have himself, he's a 2-for-2 night with 2 extra bases. Hinkle around second. This time he's going to try for third, and this time he's going to make it standing up. It's an RBI stand-up triple for Cade Hinkle. And it's now a 6-0 lead for the Eights. So he's halfway to the cycle with a double and a triple. And here's Garrett Stout. Stout has reached base both times, a single and then an error. And he comes to the plate again here in the bottom of the third for his third trip to the plate. First pitch misses low for ball 1. The Eights will be off this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday before returning on a double. It's going to be a doubleheader Tuesday. And then, if necessary, they'll play on Wednesday if they split the 2 games. So actually, in the 8s will be the home team in the first game, and then be the road team in game 2, and then be the home team if necessary in that third game. There's a ground ball to first baseman. It's going to get Hinkle home. They'll flip to first, and not in time. And maybe the pitcher in Bethany missed the bag. And they're going to get an infield hit for Garrett Stout on the RBI single. He's now 2 for 3. With an RBI, and that'll bring up River Iverson. He tripled home Stout in his last plate appearance. As Bethany had thought for a second was going to go from the windup, but instead will work from the stretch. First pitch, Iverson will go out into left center field. That's down. That could be extra bases again for Iverson. Rounding second, heading for third is Stout. He's going to take the turn and head for home off the shortstop's glove. And a RBI double for River Iverson. And it's now 8-0 here for Post State in the bottom of the third inning. Able to score from first base in a ball that didn't get past the outfielders. And the speed of Stout read it perfectly. And never broke stride all the way in to score. Here is Andrew Coverdale now. He's 0 for 1. He walked and struck out in his first 2 trips to the plate. First pitch is on the outside edge for strike 1. 8-0 is our score here in the bottom of the third. A couple more runs here and a couple more zeros. Give Post State a quick win in game number 2. You are listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station as we've hit the top of the hour. East and Renner going to the top of the 7th. There's a 2-0 lead for East. Post State trying to add to their 8-0 lead here. That one will get away from the catcher in Sunstead. And the third will be Iverson. And a base hit when making a 9-0 lead. Count is 1-1 to Coverdale. Iverson, he's halfway to the cycle as well. Him and Hinkle both have a triple in their first 2 at-bats. Or first 2 of the 3 at-bats. That one's fouled back. And it's 1-2. So from the stretch, Bethany will come set and deliver the 1-2 pitch. Hard ground ball to the right side, through for a base hit, an RBI single for Coverdale, and make it 9-0 now for the 8s. Here's Andy Gordon, 1 for 1 with an RBI. And that might be all for Bethany, and it will be. We'll have a pitching change. Comer is going to come in. We'll tell you about it. You're listening after this. You're listening to Post State Baseball. Today is KCCR, and today is KCCR.com. As we welcome you back, Comer is on the mound for the Spearfish team as they trail 9-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Andy Gordon will be the first man to face him as we look at Comer's number on the year so far. 33 2/3 inning. He has the most on the team heading into this game. 47 hits, 37 runs, 18 of those have been earned. 22 walks and 22 strikeouts in those 33 2/3 innings. 5 hit by pitch. He has hit 5 batters. 3.74 ERA and a 2.05 whip to his credit. Here's Andy Gordon. The first pitch to Gordon. He'll swing and knock it foul down the left field line. And it's 0-1. So in the top of the 7th inning for between Renner and Sioux Falls East, Renner's got the first 2 men aboard with nobody out. Sprinkle's trying to close it out for East after Frederickson barely threw over 70 pitches through 6 innings. From the stretch, Comer will deliver the 0-1. That will bounce in. A good block there from Sunstead. On at first base is Coverdale here with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Gordon will take it inside. Almost got him, but it's now 2-1. Sioux Falls East, obviously the home team against Renner. Love to close it out. Now have to go to the bottom of the 7th. 2-1 is over. Now 2-2. Those clouds have really broken up and some blue skies here. Somewhat of some blue skies. Better looking skies than what we had to begin the ball game. 2-2. There's a line shot in the left field. That's down for a base hit. Gordon's got his second hit here of the game, 4th of the night, and his 1st and 2nd with just 1 down. And that'll bring up McGuire Rasky. Rasky, he is 0 for 1. He's on a fielder's choice and also walked. Rasky also reached on the fielder's choice, got to second on an air. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. And McGuire Rasky is swinging the bat well for being out for quite a while. Rasky will check his swing, does not go, and it's now 2-0. Did not swing, was not part of the lineup until just a couple of weeks ago when he's moved back into the DH spot, or moved into the DH spot once Gray Zabel left. There's a hard ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Coverdale will turn the corner. He will head for home, and he will score. Andy Gordon's over at third base, an RBI single, and it's now a 10-0 lead for Post States. And here for the Eights, 2 more zeros. Maybe a little bit of insurance in the bottom of the 4th, even here too. And you can win a 5-inning ball game. Still watching that Easton Renner game, still top of the 7th. 1 out, runners at 2nd and 3rd over there, over 3 hours away over in Sioux Falls, I should say. The first pitch is fouled back to the netting, and it's 0-1. Matt Lusk, who is 0 for 1 here in the ball game, he walked and also grounded out. Runners at the corners with 1 down. Pitch is popped up on the right side. Right fielder coming in on Hartwig. He'll leap to make the catch. And there's now 2 down. That throw will get off the foot of the first baseman coming in. And here's a 10th hitter coming to the plate in Lincoln Keenels. Well, 2 outs now in the top of the 7th. 2-1. Sioux Falls leads over Renner. Renner on second. A strike away is Sioux Falls East from getting the doubleheader sweep and putting Post State in an all but sure spot to be the number 4 seed. Coming down to the final 2 days of the season to figure out where you're going to be and determine if you're going to host 2 sets if you win your first round, or if you have to go on the road to win your first round. Here's the first pitch to Keno's upstairs for ball 1. And Sioux Falls East beats Renner 2-1 to sweep the doubleheader. And Post State's now all they have to do is just win this ball game. 4C. There's a high fly ball down the left field, and that one had the distance, but is foul. Keno's almost had his first home run, part of the Senior Legion team. But instead it gets out of play. And leave us an 0-2 or 1-2 count here to Keno's. Next pitch. That one misses. Count is 2-2. Here the third baseman. 2-2 pitch. That one will miss and almost got to the backstop. Nobody moved on either one of them. I believe the count is full. And the count is 3-1. So the count 3-1 here to Keno's. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That will be ball 4. Rascue is off with the pitch, but Keno's will work a walk, and the bases are loaded for Will Van Camp, who checks in the game for Jack Van Camp. So the base is loaded to see what Will can do and really open this ball game, that 10-run lead, and open it up and give some insurance runs for Post State. First pitch is over for strike 1 from Comer. Bases are loaded here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. 5-run inning here for Post State. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, now 0-2. So Renner will fall to the number 6 spot. As long as Post State wins, I guess if they would end up losing this game, they'd probably fall to the 6th spot, and Harrisburg would move up to number 4. Here's the 0-2. Outside, 1-2. But now that it is a final and a doubleheader sweep from East, and you look at a Mitchell sweep, Post State would move to the number 4 seed. 1-2. Foul back. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Harrisburg has been idle since they finish off the season a couple of days ago, at least against South Dakota teams. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. They were wondering where they were going to be. Most likely the situation was either going to be 5 or 6. Now they've moved up to 5, and we need a big comeback here from Spearfish. That one gets underneath the glove of the third baseman. 2 runs are going to score. Coming into third base is Kenols, and Will Van Camp drives in 2 more runs, as it would most likely be an error by the third baseman. As it will go down as an error, but 2 more runs score. And it's a 12-0 lead. Runners at second and third, or first and third. Here's Cade Hinkle. First pitch is outside for ball 1. So Post State will need to get a 0 in the 4th and 5th inning to close it all out. 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball to the right side. That's through for a base hit, and Cade Hinkle has an RBI single. He is now 3/4 of the way to the cycle. A double, triple, and single. Runners at first and second here with 2 down. As here's Garrett Stouts. First and second, 2 down here in the bottom of the third. First pitch. Stout will ground it foul past the first base coaching box by Coach Nathan Nas. Have action the bullpen for Spearfish. Will Van Camp out at second. Hinkle on at first. 1 is over at the knees, now 0-2. And here comes the 0-2 from Comer to Stout. Outside, he gets to the backstop. Will Van Camp will move up to third. be Hinkle. And second and third, a base hit could drive in 2 more runs here in the bottom of the third inning. As it leads a 13-0 for the Eights. Here's a 1-2. Outside 2-2. Again, now that Post State is all but got that 4 seed locked up. Right now it would be Yankton that they would play. 2-2 is in the dirt now, 3-2. Be Yankton. Aberdeen, who lost both, will not jump over Yankton. Depends on what Sioux Falls West does, as Stout will be walked. He's been on base all 4 times he's come to the plate. Here's now River Iverson. Kobe Carr will hit for Iverson. If Huron beats West in any game, then Yankton could jump up to the 12 spot. I don't believe Post 320 would move down at all. They've finished out their portion of the season. Bases are loaded here with 2 down. All signs point to Yankton coming to town on Tuesday. Comer's going to work from the windup with the bases loaded. Here's Kobe Carr, his first at bat. First pitch swinging, and it's a swing and a miss. 4 strike 1. Carson, another guy that might throw here in this ball game. Before we get to the end of this one, the 0-1 upstairs, 1-1. Mayer was warming up. That was quite a while ago that he was warming up in the bullpen. I don't know if maybe he went back out there or not and didn't see it. The 1-1. There's a hard shot, and Coach White dancing out of the way to get out of the way of that one. He played softball last night, and he said his legs were killing him today, and he had to quickly move out of that way. So that one probably isn't going to feel good in the morning either. But when he can, he got the light feet over there at third base coaching box. The 1-2 pitch. That will bounce. Will Van Gamp's going to come in to score. And it's now 14-0 as everybody moves up 90 feet. So Carr can drive in another 2 runs with a base hit. 14 runs on 12 hits so far. 1 error for Post State. No runs, no hits, and 4 errors for Spearfish. Here's the 2-2. Carr will pop it up on the left side. That might drop in fair territory, and it's going to drop just foul in between the shortstop, third baseman, and left fielder. And it just barely landed foul. So it remains at 2-2. Here with 2 down. A pinch hitter here for Andrew Coverdale. Carr's 2-2 is outside, 3-2. Might see another pitching change here if Comer can't get out. Here's a 3-2. Carr, there's another sharp ground ball that'll be fouled. And it's going to get into fair territory. So left fielder was aware. He can throw it back towards the third base dugout. Count is 3-2. 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning. A 9-run bottom of the third. There's a base hit for Kobe Carr. That gets through for 1 run. Stout will stop at third. A 10-run inning here for Post State. It's now a 15-0 lead. And we are going to have a pitching change, it looks like. So Comer unable to get out of this third inning. Well, maybe not. Maybe just have a mound visit here. Man on the mound and warming up has not made his way towards the field of play. So it looks like we will, though, have a pitching change. But it's not the man that was warming up in the bullpen. So we will step aside for a minute, and we will come back. Tell you the changes are. You listen to Post State Baseball. Today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Aiden Hout is on the mound now for Spearfish as he will try and get this final out of this bottom of the third in a 15-0 lead for Post State. Hout has only thrown 5 innings so far. This is just his 4th appearance. 9 hits, 22 runs, 19 of those have been earned, 16 walks, and 3 strikeouts in 5 innings of work so far. He's also hit 3 batters. His ERA is at 26.6. His whip is at 5 exactly. And he will try and get that final out. As Hout with 2 away will try and get out with the runners at first and third and 2 down. Here's the first pitch. It is outside for ball 1. Justin Hulett is the new man hitting for Andrew Coverdale. And the count is 1-1. Coverdale goes 1 for 2 in the ball game with the RBI single that came in this third inning. The 1-1 to Hulett misses low, and it's now 2-1. Carr leads away from first, out over at third base. A 10-run inning here in the bottom of the third for the Eights. That one will miss, and now 3-1. And Aiden Hout struggling to find the strike zone with averaging 3 walks an inning. Nearly 2 hits an inning. Wow, that whip is as high as it up there. Hulett will take a walk and load the bases up. And that'll bring up Andy Gordon. A.J. Gayton is on deck. Bases loaded for Gordon. First pitch will bounce in. And it's 1-0 to the first baseman. Gordon, who is 2 for 2 so far, reached base all 3 times with a walk in there as well. Count is now 2-0. If you're joining us late, a lot of the scenarios for Post State didn't really need to see a whole lot different because Sioux Falls East swept runner. That one's popped up, skied out towards left center field. The center fielder tracking it, makes the catch, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the third inning. 16 men come to the plate, 10 runs score, 6 hits. Actually, 8 hits in the inning, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. We have played 3 completes It is a 15-0 lead for Post State over Spearfish. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Here, back for the top of the fourth inning, Jake Mayer is on the mound to throw for Post State in a 15-0 lead. Brock Penthry will lead things off. So Justin Hulett is over at second. Will Van Camp out in left. Kobe Carr's in center. There's a chopper foul on the first pitch to Brock Penthry. And Andy Gordon will have a chance to play out in the outfield here. The 0-1. That one is fouled off to the side, and it's now 0-2. Matt Lusk has moved to first base as well for Post State. Stout and Keenholz are the only two that have, and Hinkle have stayed the only two that have been in the same spot. Penthry, Sunstead, and Comer. The first three hitters here in the top of the fourth. Here's the 0-2. Outside for ball one, now 1-2. As soon as we know the game times on Tuesday, we'll make sure that you know when those game times are. And, of course, that doubleheader will be on the air on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Count as 2-2. And then that, if necessary, game on Wednesday, we'd have that as well. The 2-2 is a swing and a miss. And Penthry goes down on strikes. And Sunstead will step to the plate. He walked in his first plate appearance. First pitch is a check swing that he did not hold up in time in Sunstead. And it's 0-1. Again, there's severe weather coverage going on in Country 95.3 and Capital City Rock 104.5. Starting to make its way through the listening area, almost out of the listening area. It's in Brule County right now. Although there is a couple showers north of Gettysburg. 0-2, a miss is now 1-2. Here's the 1-2 at the knees. Just missing. Maybe a little outside as well. The count is now 2-2. Mayer from the windup. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2 to Sunstead. He tries to work a walk for the second straight plate appearance. 3-2 pitch. There's a pop fly out towards right field coming in on Gordon, and it's going to go into play. So Matt Lusk and Andy Gordon ran out of room. And the count remains full. So again, Will Van Camp out in left, Carr out in center, and Gordon out in right. Keenholz at third. Stout at short. Hulett at second. Matt Lusk at first. He will hold on Sunstead as he draws his second walk. And then bring up Connor Comer with one down. Here's the first pitch from Mayer. That one is over for strike one. Austin McMillan is the new man to hit for Comer. Here's the 0-1. That will miss low now. 1-1. McMillan was able to hit in that last game, but was a strikeout victim. He'll pop this one up on the right side. It'll be taken by the second baseman he'll catch it, and there's two down. That was actually the first pop-up of this game from Spearfish. Everything had been hit on the ground if put into play. First time a out has been recorded through a pop-up or a fly ball. The outfield has had no work in these two games. Here's the first pitch from Jake Mayer with two down here in the top of the fourth. Outside for ball one. As Jaden Olson, the new man to hit here in the top of the fourth inning. 1-0 is at the knees now. 1-1. He's hitting for Hartwig. Mayer comes set from the stretch. Here's the 1-1. That one will bounce all the way in. The runner was off for second, and he will turn at second, but he's going to stay there as I get to the backstop in Sunstead. And Olson's got a 2-1 count in his favor with two down here in the top of the fourth. 15-0 is their score. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Just a bit upstairs, now 3-1. On deck is Carter Lyon. They've used both their subs here in this ball game. 3-1 pitch. That is over now. 3-2 with two down here in the top of the fourth. Mayer looking for another scoreless outing. Here's a 3-2. Runner's off. Swing and a miss. There's strike three. They will throw him out at third anyway, but that would have been the fourth out. And there is another 1-2 or another scoreless inning in the books for Post State. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. After 3.5, it is a 15-0 lead for Post State. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Bottom of the fourth inning. A.J. Gaden will lead things off as Gaden will hit for McGuire Rasky in the DH spot as they look to extend their 15-0 lead. The insurance is there. They right now would have to give up 6 runs in the top of the fifth to have that game continue. Lincoln Keenholz is going to be the man on deck, and then it will be Will Van Camp. So far through the lineup, Garrett Stout, Andy Gordon. You see, Keenholz would be the third hitter in the inning. Matt Lusk would be on deck. So we'll see if he is hit for. Actually, Might be warming up out in the bullpen in right field. But A.J. Gayden will lead off. As A.J. Gayden will have another opportunity to swing the bat. In game one, went 0 for 2, has sack bunt. But here's the first pitch to A.J. Gayden here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Oh, bounce in for ball one. Well, the Keenels is acting like he's on deck, but Matt Lusk is in front of him in the order. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Oh, bounce in now 2-0. From the windup, here's the 2-0 pitch. Popped up and out of play. It's now 2-1. Again, be here on Tuesday. Should be here for both sets for the region and super region as long as Post State wins that first round for a best of 3. Here's the 2-1. Here's a line shot, base hit up the middle to lead things off here in the bottom of the fourth. So here's Keenels, but I think Matt Lusk is actually a man that should be up to the plate. Because then it goes to Will Van Camp, unless Gordon flew out to end the inning. McGuire Rasky's spot was up. A.J. Gayden hit for him. So they're going to skip through Matt Lusk here in the order. 1-0 pitch to Keenels. Popped up on the right side. And the right fielder will drift over to make the catch. And there's one down. They'll bring up Will Van Camp. So Will Van Camp, he is 0 for 1. He reached on an error, drove in 2 runs. He came around to score. First pitch is fouled back and out of play. 15-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 15 runs, 14 hits for Post State. No runs, no hits, 4 errors for Spearfish. They might leave here without a hit at all. The 0-1 misses inside, now 1-1. Or misses outside, I should say. Count as 1-1. A.J. Gayden will lead away from first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's popped up, and that will get out of play, and it's now 1-2. Here, the 1 down in the bottom of the fourth. 4 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 10 in the third. Although the scoreboard can't hold 10 runs in 1 inning, so it looks like they scored 0 runs in the third inning, where they lead 15-0. That will bounce at around 50 feet. And the count is now 2-2. So now Post State has outscored Spearfish 24-0 in 2 ball games. And more impressively, have held Spearfish off the hit column through now 11 full innings. Will Van Camp will stick the bat out at it. The ground of the second baseman. The throw to first is in time. And there's now 2 down. Then I'll bring up Cade Hinkle. So Hinkle will bat with 2 down. First pitch here to Hinkle is missed low for ball 1. So Post State have used 4 pitchers so far through 4 innings. They've combined again for another no-hitter through 4 innings. as they're 3 outs away from back-to-back no-hitters. That one's fouled off the mask of the umpire, John Krogstrand. You get the hockey-style mask on, so not as much danger as if you'd have the old-school mask on, like what the catcher in Spearfish is wearing. Expose the ear. Here's the 1-1. That one's popped up into left field, coming in on it, still coming in, and the left fielder make the catch and retire the side. And they will get a 0 out of it. Well, Spearfish, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the 5th. Post State needs a 0, or I guess just needs 3 outs and end this ball game. You listen to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. So we head to the top of the 5th inning. And the man that did not hit last inning, although his spot came up in the order, they just skipped through it. Matt Lusk is on the mound. Will Van Camp will move to first base. And we'll see if who else we have out in left field. As Jake Bayer out in left field. Center field is Kobe Carr, and out in right still is Andy Gordon. So here to lead things off in the top of the 5th inning, Carter Lyon, Noah Molman, and Lucas Mayman. So Matt Lusk will look to finish out a second straight no-hitter against the Spearfish team, as they have not had any kind of offensive going in this ball game. First pitch is fouled back over the top of the press box. It's 0-1. Carter Lyon, the leadoff hitter. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will scoot in front of the plate, and it's 1-1. So a good job here in these ball games for Post State. Now 2-1. Obviously, still got to get the 3 outs here without allowing 6 runs to come across. But the Eights have put themselves with 2 business wins. 2-1 is at the knees now, 2-2. Business-like wins. Here's the 2-2. A fly ball out to right field. Gordon will come in on it into foul territory. He'll make the catch. And there's 1 down. Now here's a Noah Molman. The center fielder is 0 for 1. Just the second fly out of the ball game of the day by Spearfish. 1 down here in the top of the 5th. First pitch from Matt Lusk. I'll be upstairs for ball 1. They're using 5 pitchers. Dean Life. Then it was Baron Booth. Jake Mayer. And here's Matt Lusk. 8 pitchers in total have been used by Post State. All 8 of them so far, 7 of the 8, did not give up a base hit. There's a swing and a miss by Molman. It's now 2-1. Lusk from the windup. Here is the 2-1 pitch. That one is over now, 2-2. And Lusk a strike away from securing his first strikeout. Everybody that has pitched so far has a strikeout on their record. 2-2 has popped up. Foul territory. Will Van Camp giving chase. He's going to almost run out of room, and he doesn't run out of room, but he can't make the catch near the wall, that concrete wall. And it remains at 2-2 with one down. Everybody get reset. And here comes the 2-2 again from Matt Lusk to the number 9 hitter, Noah Moment. Upstairs, 3-2. Lucas Mayman is on deck. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. That's a one-out walk to Molman. And they'll bring up Lucas Mayman, the top of the order for Spearfish. Still looking for that first hit. Here with one down the top of the 5th inning. Both State looking for that back-to-back no-hitter. Pickoff attempt and back in safely is Molman. Don't really need any pickoff attempts. Let him steal second and third. Up 15-0. First pitch from Lusk to Mayman is over for strike one. Drew a walk in his last plate appearance. That was back in the top of the 3rd. He has been a strikeout victim 3 times today. He went 0 for 3 with 3 Ks in the first ball game. 0 for 1 here in game number 2. There's a fly ball popped up. Coming in is the right fielder. Hulett will make the catch out at second base. That was a good play there by Justin Hulett. A little bit of maybe a miscommunication, and Andy Gordon not playing right field very often. That is the right fielder's ball to call off the second baseman if he does. And so what probably happened in Justin's mind, could hear Andy Gordon coming in and thought he was going to call him off, did not, and Hulett was able to make the catch to get the second out. The first pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Siebert, who stands as one of the last hopes here for Spearfish to pick up a hit today. The 1-0 pitch popped up and out of play, and it's now 1-1. Matt Lusk is trying to end this ball game. We'd love to end it with a strikeout, so all 8 guys that pitch will finish with a strikeout. Here from the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a foul back. It is 1-2, and Post State a strike away from ending the ball game. And taking the sweep, using the sweep from Sioux Falls East over Renner to their advantage to propel them into the number 4 spot. And back in safely on a pickoff attempt with 2 strikes and 2 outs here on the top of the 5th. So Lusk will come set again from the stretch. Here is the 1-2 pitch. Grounded foul past the diving Will Van Camp. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Trying to survive here with the limited baseballs that the umpire has. So here's the 1-2. There's a line shot. There's a base hit. And the first hit of the day for Spearfish. They break up the no-no with 2 outs at the top of the 5th inning. And for Sieber, he's now 1 for 3. Here's Aiden Hout, and that was on the mound. 0 for 2 so far here in this game. Struck out looking and also grounded out to the shortstop. So Matt Lusk working from the stretch. First pitch is a swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. The Eights are about to pick up their 27th win of this year. That one is just low now, 1-1. Go 27-16 to finish out the regular season. The 43 regular season games. Only had one game be rained down all year. And we had even started that game too. So we had no rainouts before we got to the ballpark. Much different than what it was last year. It seemed like every week we'd have a rainout. 1-2 pitch. Grounded foul. We'll do it again. So this year we got through every game except for one. Minot game here at home ended early because of rain, but we had met the minimum for the ball game to be a game in the books. Just the Sturgis game that was not completed. 1-2 pitch. Popped up on the infield and behind home plate. Hinkle has it behind home plate, and they'll make the catch, and that will end the ball game. And Post State will win it 15-0 here in 5 innings. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, come back to wrap it up. You're listening to Post State Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. As we welcome you back one last time here at Hyatt Stadium, it was a 15-0 win for Post State as they get 5 different pitchers to complete the shutout, and only 1 hit was allowed all day for Post State towards Spearfish. Benedine went 1 inning with 1 strikeout. Elliott Life went 1 inning with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Aaron Booth went 1 inning with 1 strikeout and a walk. Jake Mayer had 2 strikeouts and a walk in his 1 inning, and Matt Lusk gave up the hit and a walk in his final inning. 4 walks, 6 strikeouts in the ball game in total for Post State. Just that 1 hit against. For the Eights, they picked up 14 hits in the ball game. They were issued 4 walks, only 1 strikeout in the entire game, and they scored 15 runs. 8 of those were earned from Spearfish. The other 7 unearned, as Post State wins it 15 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. No runs, 1 hit, 4 errors for Spearfish as the Eights. They finished the regular season at 27-16 as they are now going to await who they will face. John Krogstrand, who is the home plate umpire, has been doing an excellent job of keeping up with seed points and entering those in as they are available. He will have that posted later tonight, and we'll see then. Maybe not so much because we'll have one more day of Mitchell and Brandon Valley, although I don't think anything will really change seed point-wise because of that. And we'll see who Post State will play on a Tuesday. They'll be at home no matter what, and they're going to be at home, and they will face whoever might be that opponent in either the 12 or 13 seed as they head into the final or into postseason play. That'll wrap things up for us here at Hyatt Stadium. For Spencer Kelly back at the station, I'm John Winkler. In the doubleheader, it was a Post State 9-0 win and then a 15-0 win as we say good night from Hyatt Stadium.
3-4.